Hello, and welcome to the 2019-2020 King David Hockey League Draft Lottery Show. The official draft lottery was conducted just moments prior to this video and will be shown immediately following this video for your viewing pleasures. In just a few moments, NHL Commissioner Bill Daly will reveal the draft order for the 2019-2020 King David Fantasy Hockey League Draft. NHL Deputy Commissioner Bill Daly holds in his hands 10 cards for each team in the draft and will reveal them one at a time from the 10th overall selection until the 3rd overall selection, and will then reveal the team who owns the 1st overall selection, following the team who holds the 2nd overall selection. I will now turn it over to NHL Deputy Commissioner Bill Daly to reveal the 2019-2020 King David Fantasy Hockey League Draft Order. Bill?
So I will be starting with the 10th overall pick. The 10th overall selection in the 2019-2020 King David Fantasy Hockey Draft belongs to Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom moves down from the 5th overall selection held last year to the 10th overall selection in this year's draft.
The 9th overall selection in the 2019-2020 King David Fantasy Hockey League Draft belongs to Should I Stay or Luongo?
Should I Stay or Luongo moves down from the 2nd overall selection they held last year down to the 9th overall selection in this year's draft.
The 8th overall selection in the 2019-2020 King David Fantasy Hockey League Draft belongs to Jay Rubenstein.
This relocated team moves up 2 spots from last year from the 10th overall selection to the 8th overall selection in this year's draft.
And now the 7th overall selection in this year's draft belongs to the Fire Trucks.
The Fire Trucks moved down from the 1st overall selection last year to the 7th overall selection in this year's draft.
The 6th overall selection in the 2019-2020 King David Fantasy Hockey Draft belongs to Montecelflo.
Montecelflo moves up from the 9th overall selection held last year to the 6th overall selection in this year's draft.
And with the 5th overall pick in the 2019-2020 King David Fantasy Hockey League Draft belongs to Merzlikins.
Merzlikins moves down 1 spot from the 4th overall selection held last year to the 5th overall selection for this year's draft.
The 4th overall selection in the 2019-2020 King David Fantasy Hockey League Draft belongs to
Tots for Torts. Tots for Torts moves up from the 8th overall selection held last year to the 4th overall selection in this year's draft.
And with the 3rd overall selection in this year's draft, it belongs to Olsas.
Olsas stays put at the 3rd overall selection from last year. Looks like they have experience picking in this spot. Could that be an advantage for them this season? We'll find out shortly.
And now, we have only 2 teams remaining in this year's lottery, so we'll go ahead with the 1st overall pick. Now, the 1st overall pick in this year's 2019-2020 draft belongs to the Linshitters.
The Linshitters will draft 1st overall in this year's draft, moving up from the 6th spot last year. Very exciting news for their management.
And that means with the 2nd overall pick, it will belong to John Garrett.
John Garrett moves up considerably from last year, drafting 7th overall to the 2nd overall selection in this year's draft. Exciting news for them as well. This concludes the 2019-2020 King David Fantasy Hockey League Draft Lottery Showcase video. Please stand by for the official 2019-2020 King David Fantasy Hockey League Draft Lottery video, which will reveal the official draft lottery results recorded shortly before this video. Best of luck to all the teams, and good night.